Hey, I'm Randy and I'm the Cheap Audio Man. Here at the Cheap Audio Man, we don't feel like hi-fi equipment, DACs, amps, speakers, turntables, AV receivers should cost more than all the instruments for a band, like the guitar, the bass, the drums, the tambourine, the triangle, the cowbell. None of it, all right? And this doesn't, kind of. This is the iFi Neo IDSD. It's a headphone amp. It's a balanced DAC and balanced headphone amp. And it's a Bluetooth receiver with all the latest codecs. So sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and let's talk about the iFi Neo IDSD. Today's sponsor is One-Eyed Pete's hairbrush delivery service. If you're anything like me, you lose hairbrushes about every other day. That's why One-Eyed Pete takes care of you. He just sends you a new brush about every 2 weeks or 2 days. You can change the frequency at which he sends you brushes. If you lose a lot of them, you can go down to 1 day. New brush every day. If you don't, you can sign up for once a month. One-Eyed Jacks. That wasn't a very good one. That's all right. Okay. iFi Neo IDSD. Very excited about this product. Okay. It's really cool looking. Looks like if the Silver Surfer had a DAC, this would be it. You can put it on the desk like this. Or you can put it on the desk like this. Yeah. It comes with a little stand and everything. Then you go whoop. Turn the antennae up there. All right, very nice, all metal construction. All right, OLED screen. All right, and then you can push the buttons and everything. 2 buttons, goes through all of the inputs and everything else. What's on the back? I'll show you what's on the back. Oh, that's a little hot. All right, here we go. Here we go. We have balanced out, and it's fully balanced out, just not just XLR, but it's the circuitry is fully balanced. And then there's RCA outs. Then over here you have a coax in, optical in, USB in, MQA. All right, full MQA. So it's not just doing the last bit of MQA unfolding. The whole thing can happen in here. All right. Does that make a difference? Apparently, because they kind of made a big deal out of it. All right, I listened to Tidal through it. Sounds great. Comes with a remote. Now get this. The Bluetooth on here, I almost said, it sounded like I said Bluetooth. The Bluetooth, which incidentally, off the last video, we discovered that Bluetooth, which was made in Sweden, is actually named after a Danish Viking named King Harald or Harold Bluetooth. And the Bluetooth symbol is actually like ancient runes for Bluetooth, the name of the guy. Very cool. That was like the coolest thing I'd heard. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you. Okay. Oh, Bluetooth. Remembers up to 7 devices. How cool is that? So when you have 7 devices that, like your iPad, your iPhone, your Android phone, your sister's Android phone, your neighbor who comes over and eats all your food's phone, they're not going to have to go in and pair it back up. And that's fun. That way that you can listen to music more easily. The OLED display actually is like optimized not to put out a lot of noise, okay? This whole thing is about sound quality. No DSP going on in here. Which means, what is DSP for DACs? Okay, it's like, there's a lot of DACs that will have, like, you can change the roll-off, fast roll-off, slow roll-off, super slow. And then there's even DACs that have sound color modes. Sound color mode 1, 2, and 3. And generally, that's kind of like a... one super analytical, one maybe laid back and everything. Not with this one. 2 Burr Brown chips, okay? And they're the latest chips. And guess what? You get what you get. And I'm glad you do, because this sounds pretty awesome. If you look at the measurements, this DAC has some of the best measurements that I've seen in this price category. I just did a review on the Matrix Mini i3 Pro. And these measure very similarly. And that one is about a $200 more. $300 more. Actually $350 more. Okay? So, how does it sound? The iFi Neo IDSD sounds really good. Really good. In my journey through hi-fi equipment, I've listened to a fair number of DACs. Probably 15, 20 at this point. And one thing that I have noticed is the DACs that I gravitate towards are either Burr Brown DACs or Sabre DACs. And I'm not saying AKM chip DACs aren't great. They are, but generally I have to go into the settings and change this and change that to get a sound that I personally like. I like more of a smoother sound, or what I would consider to be an analog-ish sound. iFi is always really impressed with me with their products. iFi Zen DAC. Phenomenal. And that's like $130. It's phenomenal. And it does MQA. Also a Burr Brown DAC. I feel like it is more rich, less harsh, more wonderful. Okay? This DAC starts to open things up. It's not quite as good as the best DAC I've ever heard, but it gets us close. And that is sense of space, sense of air, the ambiance, the intangibles when it comes to the music experience. I really enjoy the Burr Brown sound. And I think most people would. I don't think anybody's going to listen to this and be like, no. Because it doesn't sound digital. It sounds like you're putting on a record or vinyl or your cassette of Lionel Richie or Huey Lewis in the News 4. Do you know, it's funny because the song I Want a New Drug by Huey Lewis in the News, when I was a kid I thought it was I Want a New Truck. I want a new truck. One that won't make me sick. Like I thought maybe, because I grew up on a farm, I thought maybe like the suspension was out on his pickup and it was making him sick and he wanted a new one. And I don't blame him because most farmers, their pickups were beat up and they all wanted a new truck. Oh, the days of being innocent. Anyway, it sounds great. You can hear the increase in the dynamic range. You can hear the signal to noise ratio being so good. I think the signal to noise ratio is like, or the total harmonic distortion is 0.00. That's 2 zeros, 15%. It measures well, but it's also expensive. The headphone amp sounds fantastic. I did not listen to this balanced because I don't have a 4.4 Pentagon connection for my headphones, so I just listened to it single-ended. Single-ended, it sounded great. Here's the value proposition with this. You have a balanced headphone amp that's very good. All right, so let's say that's $300, $250, $300. I have some like the SMSL. I think S200 is a balanced headphone amp, and that's like $250. Okay, so let's say $250. Now you have a balanced DAC as well as that, and that upwards that does MQA. Probably $500. Okay, so right now we're at $750. This thing's $700. So we already have a value proposition here. Then you put on top of that the best Bluetooth receiver that you can get, which is built into the DAC, so it's optimized, which does LDAC, it does aptX HD, it does aptX, it does SBC, of course, and then AAC, of course, and then it does the Huawei Bluetooth, codec. Okay, so is it the best DAC I've ever heard? No, it's not. This is purely subjective to me, though. This is a fantastic product. And if you are into Tidal and you want to do all the unfolding in the actual product itself, great product. A little remote, all right. Little plastic. This is one of those little, whatchamacallit, like credit card remotes. It is, you can basically change the volume and then change the inputs, all right. But at least it comes with this. Hi-Fi, if you're watching this, please give us a Zen that has an optical and a coax and charge $350. Please. The people want it. All the people that I've talked to were like, man, I just wish the Zen had a coax and a digital, because this is a great product. And while I think it is worth $700 for sure, that's outside of the budget of many, many people. Give us a Zen with a digital input, even just coax or even just optical, just USB and optical. Please, please, we want that. People want it, and they're willing to pay a fair price for it, okay? Anyway, IDSD. Recommended, okay? Should you run out and sell all your, I don't know, baseball card collection, your Wade Boggs rookie card? Maybe not. It's a good product, though. And it's one that I am working through whether or not I'm buying this, okay? So, that's kind of the litmus test for me loving a product. If you want to support the channel, you can sign up for Patreon. Patreon.com/cheapaudioman. Patreon.com/cheapaudioman. Every Sunday night we have patron-only Zooms. We had a really good one last night. We talked all about something that ended up not working, which is using a Fire Stick as an Amazon HD music endpoint. It didn't work. I tried it. It doesn't work. We have a patron-only Facebook group, and we also have patron-only content. You can also sign up for Amazon Music for free. Amazon HD is now rolled into Amazon Unlimited, and if you're a Prime member, it's like $7 a month. Or you can sign up for the family plan and invite 6 of your friends and family, and it's like $15 for HD. Take that, all other HD music streaming platforms. It's a really good deal. Or you can use my links to buy any of these products that I have. You don't pay anymore. I get a small commission, though. So, and Hi-Fi did send this to me, but they didn't ask me to say anything. They just sent it to me. So don't binge watch Netflix, Hulu, or anything else. Binge listen, maybe through your Hi-Fi Neo IDSD headphone, DAC amp, Bluetooth receiver, and fill your soul with happiness. And with that, I'm Randy. I'm the Cheap Audio Man.